I'm here to talk about a fight that I can't wait is happening. The rematch of Alex Pereira versus Ankalaev. A fight that I think a lot of people were seeing that it was gonna go a different way. I know I wasn't. At first, when this fight got announced, I was on Alex Pereira, but when I got to that critical thinking and that mindset, I'm lying. I just did hella study, hella film study, and I came to the conclusion Ankalaev was gonna win, and that is what happened. And in kind of the fashion that I thought it was gonna happen. We'll go over this fight right now, but I'm gonna discuss today like what I think Alex Pereira needs to do differently, how he could win the rematch, maybe a plan he could come up with against a fighter like Ankalaev, who, bro, y'all see it in his eyes, bro. Y'all see it. All I ask, let's hit 100 likes. All right, bro, 100 is not that much. 100 likes is all I ask for. Alex Pereira on an insane run at the time, defending his belt against Ankalaev. So the breakdown coming into this fight after all the film I watched, I'm not gonna lie, I thought the grappling was gonna look a little more dominant on Ankalaev's side, considering obviously like y'all seen Pereira's run. He's never like been on the ground for that long, and especially with a fighter like Ankalaev. Like, dude, Ankalaev's a hell of a fighter. Hell of a fighter that has an all-around game and is versatile. And we've seen it in this fight. And we're probably going to see it in the rematch, even more than he did this fight. But like I was saying, with Ankalaev, I thought it was going to be more on the ground. But Alex Pereira did a good job in kind of stopping the takedowns, but not getting out of the positions. And it was more disappointing than I thought. But the main focus on like why I thought Ankalaev was going to win this was just with the threat of the takedowns alone. I think when you take down a person or you have the threat of the takedowns as a fighter, the other opponent is going to be thinking that more often than your actual hands. And that in itself makes it to where they're worried about two things, especially with Ankalaev. Man, I feel like I'm glazing, but Ankalaev, bro, great boxer. So it's like now he's worrying about, obviously the ground game coming into this fight. But now when Ankalaev gets his hands going, now there's two things he's thinking about. And he doesn't know really where Ankalaev is going to take the fight. And it just came to a frustration for Alex, I feel like, during this fight. And just a shutdown in his offense where he really couldn't, bro, he couldn't get off. Like, he couldn't get off any shots. And that's just, again, just Ankalaev making it very unpredictable and just hard for Alex Pereira. Also doing a good job here of backing him up. You see, like, Alex Pereira, he's way better on the front foot, and on the back foot, it comes way easier to cut off the ring and see these counter shots coming because he's floating back, right? If you're floating back on shots, you can't really counter as if you were walking someone down. There's a bit of a pause because you have to set your feet and throw a shot. So you see it here, like, you're going to see Alex try to get a counter there, but he has to set his feet. And, it's just a whole bunch of shit that came into this fight where Alex Pereira really couldn't get his offense off. And Ankalaev coming in with the perfect game plan to counter a counter puncher and to back him up and just mixing everything, bro. He did it so well. What I think Pereira could do better is throwing first. I feel like obviously there was like some tentativeness because like what I said in the beginning, just the takedown effect in his mind alone was making it have him be patient. So I think coming into this fight, you got to let your hands go, bro. That's the first thing. Like, that's the first thing I would tell him. And he has to, like, even there, you see he throws a high kick and then a low kick right after. But, like, even here, we got to throw something off of that right after a 1-3. Something right after. You're in that position now. But obviously, Ankalaev always prepared. So it's like, I think the respect was there. And I think Alex Pereira didn't want to get in that, back and forth exchange, kind of like a Yuri Prohaska versus Jamal Hill, how they were kind of going back and forth. I don't think he wanted to get in that exchange. And you saw him. Now, I was saying this in the Carlos Prates versus Ian Gary video. Southpaw versus Orthodox, as y'all know. lead hand game is going to be there in the open. If you've been watching my videos, I talk about this a lot, and I explain this a lot. But Ankalaev and Alex Pereira will be playing this hand game often, even in the rematch. And whoever can get the best out of this right here, which Ankalaev did well this fight, gets an advantage, because it's a lot of empty space that is getting taken, and it's a lot of setups you could take off of that. So like I said, Ankalaev doing well. Game plan came out perfect. But like with Alex, doing a lot of good kicks, but backing up a lot. And I feel like here he should be throwing his ground, maybe gaining a couple, like, more respect. I feel like in this early round, just to make it, let's say he gains respect this round, right? It makes that shot from Ankalaev the second round. Even if he gets taken down in this round, it makes that second shot like, you know he's gonna shoot, because I just gained respect on the feet. But Alex didn't do that this first round. That's how I would be thinking if I'm Alex. You see a shot, and he defends it well. But to see he's just getting out of this position, like, we got to get out of this body lock faster. We got to get the underhooks here. We got to get a reversal. Without that, you'll be on the cage like a Mario Batista win, and that shit, it would just be another boring win. Now, in low-key, too, what I noticed, Alex Pereira being a big power puncher, swinging his shots, a lot of body, hip rotation in his game as part of his defense, and how he pulls off his power shots and his counter punching. With all that, he's very slow. Not slow, but definitely a speed advantage with Ankalaev. I feel like Ankalaev, some of his shots too, maybe he's throwing it out there with not a lot of power on it, just a lot of speed, which is another smart thing. But definitely a speed advantage, I feel like, with Ankalaev, unless I'm tripping. So Alex still backing up here. I think, like I said here, I think he just has to be first. He can't go this long without not throwing a punch. Like, you're allowing that to happen. You're allowing Ankalaev to think. A fighter like Ankalaev, he can't have time to think. Nice high kick. Now we got to build something off of that. Off this teep kick right here. We get a little front kick up the middle. I feel like off of this right here, 1-2. You know, we get a little hand touch right here. Let's get a jab and a 1-2 off of that. Instead, he gets a body kick. So right now they're going kick for kick. And Ankalaev doing a good job too, like showing them I can throw kicks too. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and take your kicks. I'm gonna fire right back with the same kicks. That's beautiful to watch. Alex though needs to use his kicks against him, and actually needs to be like, usually his opponents are on the receiving end of the kicks, and they need to worry about the kicks and how to counter. Alex needs to be that one in this fight. If Alex Pereira throws a kick, Pereira can time Ankalaev's kick back. Usually with a fighter, like, I don't know if y'all have seen this, but it happens a lot in fighting. Just because you're not thinking, it's a game of seconds. But a lot of times you'll see a fighter throw a jab and the opponent throws a jab right back. That's what you saw in this fight with Ankalaev. You saw, like, anytime Pereira was kicking here. So look, throws a kick there and then fires back. As Alex, you got to throw a kick again and know that, okay, his next strike might be a kick, and let me counter off of that. It's the receiving end, and like I said, it's the type of fight that the opponent of Alex Pereira usually has to worry about. But now, against a fighter like Ankalaev, he definitely has to figure that out as far as the kicks. Because he can't just let it hit him, and he can't get that respect. Leaving Ankalaev at that, like, kickboxing range, bro, I don't think it's a good idea. Now, another thing I saw, and that you're going to see here, Pereira, a lot of backing up, like I said, but a lot of backing up as well around the ring, but sometimes going straight back, as you see there. And it's necessarily bad to go straight back, especially if you're not countering off of it. And if you are going to counter off of it, you definitely want to end off in an angle. What you don't see Alex doing a lot of is backing up and really getting a bend at the waist to get an uppercut in, on the inside or really any inside body shots. You don't really see that from Alex. So it's not like there's anything he can threat with Ankalaev. As far as like pushing him back, now Alex Pereira can have the mindset this next fight and be like, okay, I'm gonna let him push me back, or whenever he has his moments of Ankalaev pushing me back, I'm a counter and I'm gonna be first. Now that could help, but just from what I'm seeing in this fight, it didn't work. Just going straight back. Ankalaev too, doing a good job of like extending his combos. Doing like, bro, he's look how clean, bro. What you don't see too, I'm gonna put y'all on game, bro. Y'all gotta listen. I'm gonna put y'all on game. What you don't see in MMA boxing, we're just talking about boxing, striking, not kickboxing, boxing. What you don't see and what you see in boxers, but not in MMA boxing, is shots like this where his head is off the center line. Ankalaev's head is off the center line. And he's stepping on the outside of Alex Pereira's foot, which we can't see here, but he's stepping on the outside to get that 2. Beautiful textbook, beautiful 1-2. And it's just keeping it basic. Why I said you don't see that in MMA boxing, because a lot of fighters in MMA don't use head movement while striking to their advantage. Jose Delgado is a striker who does that well. Ilia Topuria is a striker who does that well. But there's a lot of fighters who just leave their head on the center line, and it's real bad. Alex Pereira can be one of those fighters, but like I said, a lot of hip rotation, a lot of roll off of punches, so he could get away with it. And especially with a fighter like his length, it's easy for him to fight. As you see, he blocks it there with like a little hip rotation and a block on the side. Right hand from Ankalaev going back. So we're seeing that counter punching coming back on Ankalaev. And it's, bro, the visuals just didn't look good. You can see the speed as well from Ankalaev on that exchange. Another one. Look at this counter right hand. Doubles up on this. You see he keeps, man. I told you I was going to talk about Alex Pereira this video. This is my first time watching this back. Look at this, bro. Look at this setup from Ankalaev. Reaches the hand out. Let's pause the audio. Reaches the hands out. No, Alex is going to come with something maybe after. Braces. Really just steps back. Comes with a hook. That's clean, bro. And I think what Alex needs to do as well is throw the jab more. Obviously that's easy to say because Ankalaev right now is winning that lead hand game battle. He's having the greater exchanges off of it, but he definitely needs to get his jab working to get some respect there. Like I said though, Ankalaev doing a great job at doing this though with the hand. You see he fires like from here, he'll go from touching the hand to firing a jab in the inside and then coming with it too. All while moving his head in the process. Like, just beautiful. Alex Pereira definitely needs to throw the jab more, extend on his combos, back him up. Because this is not going to work, bro. Good counter. You see, that's what I mean. If we're going to counter on the back as Alex Pereira, he needs to accept the fact this fight that he's going to get backed up. Whether it's a moment or whether it's the whole fight. If you're going to get backed up, you have to be countering like this. You have to get some respect. You have to also be prepared for Ankalaev to throw back because what he did a lot too, Ankalaev, was getting the best of the moments. Whenever Alex Pereira landed a big shot, he was coming back with his own and backing him up. So it's just, he's going to have to compete with that high pace. And he's definitely going to have to perform on the back foot. Beautiful head movement from Ankalaev. Oh, my God. Let's look at this setup, bro. Let's look at this setup. Listen, I'm glazing Ankalaev today. I know y'all see the title. So look at this. Ankalaev shows a level change. Alex shows a knee up the middle. Gets caught and leaving his feet there for too long. And boom, cross right down. Bro, that's a knockout shot. If you would have landed the hook after, like clean, I'm not going to lie, Alex gets TKO'd here. Actually, 5 seconds left in the round. He might have got away with it. But, bro, bad visuals, grapples up, and that's the end of the second round. Man. Now, if I'm Alex Pereira's corner, I'm not gonna lie, I'm telling him, like, start risking it, bro. That's what he has to do, dude. I feel like he has to risk it. I feel like they should have told him this. But I think the plan was to just stay away from the takedowns. And Ankalaev, bro, let's talk about the game plan. Like I said, coming in with the perfect game plan, wasn't even going for much takedowns in the first and second. And he slowly implements the takedown game later on in the fight. So he's just pulling it out the bag, you know what I'm saying? He got the pistol, but he just pulled out the AK. All right, and now he's finishing niggas off. All right, pause. Feel like Pereira too just needs to be more, like I said, more activity, bro. Like it's pretty much straightforward. Everything Ankalaev did here was perfect. Alex Pereira to impose your will, to impose your game, to impose DC, shut the fuck up, bro, please. For Alex Pereira to like impose his game and to impose his dominance and to get his respect, bro, he needs to throw more. Like he can't go at a pace to where he's trying to find his timing late in the third or like it's not going to work like that, bro. It's not going to work like that. Ankalaev, a technical fighter, Alex Pereira, very technical fighter, but his advantage here is his power punching. And if you're going to be the power puncher brawler, you need to take chances. That's just facts. Nice oblique kicks from Ankalaev, just mixing things up. This is easy pace for Ankalaev. He could do this all day. Super easy. Dana White said it good right there. Alex Pereira like hesitating, bro. Like you see switch stance. I understand you're getting out the way because you think he's gonna throw the cross, something that Ankalaev did earlier on in the fight. But like, bro, let's start countering. Let's start throwing shots on timing. Let's start throwing shots when he's in the middle of throwing his shots as well. Like Alex Pereira, bro, do better. This is bad, bro. Now I'm seeing you filming movies and shit. And I'm supposed to be like, nah, bro, he got it again in the rematch. Nah, bro. You letting Brazil down and shit, bro. I don't fuck with that. Charles Oliveira too, bro. Like, what are we doing? This is bad to watch, bro. This is a bad fight to watch. It was a disappointing fight to watch. I knew Ankalaev was gonna win, but not like this. This is disappointing. Again, good takedown attempt. Good takedown attempt. Or not good takedown attempt. Good takedown defense. Just wasn't letting his hands go, bro. Just wasn't letting his hands go. Was too afraid of the takedowns, like I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the video in the first. Just too afraid of the takedowns. And now you're stuck on the fence in the fourth, and you're now holding on to wrist control and trying to get out. And when you do get out, you're getting hit on the way out, and you're getting backed up still, and in the same position. You have to be able to, first of all, go at this pace, and be able to impose your game, bro. Ankalaev was just, it was so easy for him to impose his game, his game plan, his threats, his distance control, his octagon pressure. It was so easy, bro, because Alex didn't fight his game. He fought trying to adjust to Ankalaev's game and what Ankalaev brought. And you can't fight a fight like that. At least Alex Pereira can't. I don't think he can, especially getting held like this, for this long. And yeah. And if he gets taken down, forget about it. Like if he gets taken down more in the rematch, forget about it, bro. It's cooked. I don't think he gassed out this fight, but I do think that maybe the pace was like I don't know. We seen in Khalil versus Roundtree, or for, we seen in Alex versus Roundtree that at a high pace, Khalil had. I don't want to say Khalil had moments. Khalil had openings. Before this fight, that was the first fight where we seen Alex Pereira like struggle at least a little bit, which is crazy to say. But yeah, just seeing a high paced fight like that, seeing him kind of struggle a little bit, and then seeing this fight to where is Ankalaev controlling the pace and throwing the more significant strikes and imposing more will, being on the front foot. It does worry me that I feel like Alex Pereira doesn't trust his gas tank. Either that or I don't know what it is, bro. But it worries me that Alex doesn't trust his gas tank. Um, Cause I feel like he just needed to throw. He just needed to throw, bro. And like I said, a fighter like him who isn't. But here we are late in the fifth. Alex getting the jab off, being on the back foot. Like I said, it's fine that he spent most of the time of the fight here. That isn't the problem. The problem is he has to take advantage of this nice jab coming in. But it's like, okay, now you hit a jab. Okay, now you hit a kick. You got to be ready for that. You got to be ready for the retaliation. Alex needs to know in the back of his mind that when he lands, Ankalaev is going to throw next. He's going to get his leg back, bro. Ankalaev was doing that the whole fight. You got to get out of positions like this. Yeah, man. Just an embarrassing, disappointing performance. I feel like the Alex Pereira hype has died down a little bit. The fans, the ultimate fans, y'all remember, bro. Y'all, it was bad. The fans have disappeared. Like, where they at, bro? Where they at? He's doing movies now and shit, like I said. Like, I feel like, and I don't want to be the one to say it, maybe he's not all in the game. Nah, I'm lying. But I feel like if he loses this one, bro, definitely no more UFC fights after this. He's 38. He said he wants to explore boxing. I feel like we might see him in boxing. Or we might see him in a new movie soon. Who knows, bro? Who knows? Or we might see him as champ. Like I said, Alex Pereira, great fucking fighter. He just has to impose his threat and his game onto Ankalaev and what Ankalaev is going to bring. He has to adjust the right way, and I feel like the right way of adjusting is being dominant, having more pace on the back foot, being able to counter, know that Ankalaev is going to try to get his lick back after you land on him. Being aware of that, I think you could catch Ankalaev pretty easy. I think he can. Will we see it happen? I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments below, though. Y'all let me know if y'all fuck with this type of videos. Follow the Twitter and Instagram, please. I'm very active on those socials. Hella active, especially on Twitter. That will be in the description. If y'all really fuck with me, if y'all really fuck with a kid, drop a follow. I'll drop a follow back. But yeah, y'all let me know, man. Peace and love. Stay safe. I love y'all. Peace.